The world had forgotten the sun. It was a story told to children, a myth of a great warm light that once filled the sky. Now there was only the long, unending night. The city of Ethel was draped in a permanent twilight, its towering spires like skeletal fingers reaching for a sky that never answered. People moved through the streets like ghosts, their faces pale and their shoulders slumped. A deep sadness had settled over everything, a quiet despair that seeped into the stone walls and the hearts of the people. They lit lanterns and kept fires burning, but these small flames were no match for the overwhelming darkness. The cold was not just in the air, it was a chill that had settled deep within their souls. In this somber world lived a young woman named Alara. She was like everyone else, moving through the motions of a life lived in shadows. She felt trapped in the gloom, a tiny, unheard whisper in a vast, silent darkness. One evening, a terrible argument broke out in the street below Alara's window. Shouts of anger and frustration echoed through the alley. A merchant was accusing a family of stealing bread, their hunger making them desperate. Alara watching from her window, anger rising in her chest. It was anger at the darkness and the cold that made people cruel. A raw, powerful fire ignited inside her, and then something impossible happened. A soft, golden light bloomed from her hands, pushing back the shadows in her small room. The light flickered and vanished. Alara stared at trembling palms, breathless. She felt warmth, the warmth of a sun she'd only dreamed of. She tried to make it happen again, but nothing came. The darkness stayed. Later, Leo fixed the wooden bird he'd been carving, his face lit with pure joy. Alara felt happiness for him, and the light returned, softer, silvery, dancing around her fingers. Alara began to understand. The light was tied to strong feelings, overwhelming anger, profound joy, deep-seated love, crushing sorrow. These were the keys that unlocked her power. Alara knew she could not keep this light to herself. With a small bag and a heart full of nervous resolve, she left the familiar streets of her neighborhood. Her journey took her into the forgotten corners of the city. In a crowded, dim marketplace, she met an old musician named Kale. He sat hunched over his lute, his fingers still the strings silent for years. He told Alara he had forgotten how to play. No songs remained for a world without sunrise. As she spoke, she poured her longing and hope into her voice. A warm, vibrant light began to shine from her, bathing the musician in its glow. Kale looked up, eyes widening as the light danced. Warmth spread through his old bones. Slowly, his fingers found the lute strings. Her journey continued. She met Lyra, a weaver with a dust-covered loom. Now she worked only in gray and black. She let her light shine, brighter this time. In the lower districts, Alara found children huddled for warmth in perpetual shadow. Alara gathered them close and told a story of a mischievous star playing hide-and-seek with the moon. With every person she helped, Alara's legend began to grow. Whispers of the Glow Maiden spread quiet squares. People sought her out, their faces filled with a desperate, fragile hope. They came to her not just to see the light, but to feel it. Each time Alara summoned her power, she gave a piece of herself away. The light was fueled by her own life force. Her emotional energy drained her. She would feel a deep exhaustion settle into her bones, weariness sleep could not fully erase. The cost was immense, which left her hollow and sad for days. The more hope she gave, the more drained she became. Her body grew thin, dark circles formed under her eyes. The light that shone so brightly for others was slowly consuming her from within. Alara's journey taught her control. It was an instrument she could learn to play. A steady, gentle glow born of quiet determination could be as powerful as a brilliant flash. She anchored her light in deep, unwavering resolve. City leaders saw her as a threat. In the dark plaza, surrounded by guards and skeptics, Alara felt fear. She looked past them. The musician, the weaver, the children, hundreds of others. Tiny sparks of hope in their eyes. She understood what she had to do. A single grand gesture was needed. She closed her eyes and reached deep inside. She gathered every ounce of love for her world. She thought of her sacrifice and accepted it as a gift. The ultimate act of love. A light erupted. A magnificent, blinding nova. Brilliant and warm as the sun. It flooded the plaza. It pushed shadows back from every corner. For one glorious moment, Ethel was bathed in light. Even in the deepest darkness, a single person could become the dawn.